Now we come to communication styles, transactional analysis. What is transactional analysis? So, what exactly it is? How does it affect the way we think and behave? What can we do to control the states we are in, and what effect can that have in our lives? So, transactional analysis, ego states. These life scripts have a profound effect on how we think, feel, and behave. We are conditioned to respond in a certain way based on the results we have achieved with the type of behavior before. If someone is conflict averse, it may be due to the circumstances they experienced while growing up as a child. If someone has a short fuse and reacts angrily to the most innocuous of situations, there's a possibility that he or she was conditioned that way from experiences at an early age. Changing the script is the aim of transactional analysis psychotherapy. Societal or experience scripting can be replaced with cooperative, collaborative behavior through discussions on the analysis of transactional analysis. So, the three ego states or ways of being can be linked with the three phases of life we experience: the parent state, including behaviors, thoughts, and feelings copied from parent figures and careers as we were growing and impressionable. Adult state, behaviors, thoughts, and feelings as responses to the here and now, with conscious control employed. And the child state, behaviors, thoughts, and feelings replayed from childhood. So, how we respond to situations and stimulates the other's response in a conversations can depend on several areas. How did we respond to similar influences when we were young? What past traumas did we endure? How is the other treating us? What messages are our brains interpreting, and what meanings are we getting? How important is the relationship I have with this person? So, these and many other questions can determine, firstly, how we respond to the transaction we are having, and secondly, how we will be stimulated to carry on the transaction. This is exactly why team leader apprenticeships among the courses has been offered. So, through these apprenticeships and the courses, leaders can begin to understand and appreciate why they behave in a certain way, and can then make or take that on to how their people and teams behave the way they do. So, first comes the child state. Transactional analysis discusses two components of the child states: the adapted and the free child. This ego state builds on the reinforcements we were given when a child. Were you given praise often? Did your parents admonish you for certain behaviors? Was your childhood filled with happy memories or negative experiences? So, depending on how you were brought up, your experiences will still have effects on our transactions only. The adapted child tries to please others and likes to be liked, so they act in accordance with others' wishes. They could come across as submissive or timid, allowing others to control their feelings sometimes without standing up for themselves. The free child state can be seen as a spontaneous nature, intelligent, free flowing, innovative, creative in their thinking. This could be also a part of the conditioning where the child was allowed to be free to express their own ideas and feelings. One way to think of a child's response is to whom are they interacting in this way. If to a parent ego state, you may see the person not wanting to disagree with that person, just accepting orders to keep the peace. Or they may be flippant and joke around, covering up for some inadequacy seen by the parent model. Next comes the parent state. So, the parent is an ego state reflected on how the person's parent figures brought them up. If a stronger parent figure was a grandparent or teacher, that may have had a bigger effect on how the person feels an adult needs to respond to situations. Eric Berne believed that the biggest contributions to how we view the parent state was decided in the first few years of life. One way of looking at a parent state is concerning the judgments we have of others and of situations. Our rules and standards often come from these parental figures. How a person thinks someone else should behave often comes from the examples placed on us by parental figure. A critical parent state may well judge others by what they should or should not do. Their rules are their rules and everyone should abide by them. If they don't, then they are the judges as wrong, or inconsistent, or selfish, or similar. Feedback could be delivered in an aggressive, passive aggressive, or harsh way. A nurturing parent ego state would drive a person to be more understanding and softer in their approach. They would see a situations without judging, attempting to be more curious as to why a person would say or do something. A nurturing disposition may be helpful in trying to calm the situations down or when establishing closer relationship. Next comes the adult state. So this is only has one component or division attached to it, whereas the child and the parent state may be driven by past experiences and conditioning. The adult state considers the here and now situation. The adult state is more open to discussion, more curious as to why people feel the way they do, has more time for sifting through data and information, is more respectful of others' opinions, is willing to collaborate and compromise, and enjoys more close and healthy relationships. We often find the adult state is employed when making decisions that will affect others or solving problems in a working environment. How these states interact. So, depending on what state we choose to adopt, a transaction with others could thrive or wither away to nothing. It could make a difference between building strong relationship with another or causing a deep divisions between people. Eric Berne recognized that we experience positive and negative interactions all through our lives and referred to these as strokes. A positive strokes make us feel good about ourselves, whereas a negative interaction causes the opposite effect. So how each person you interact with gives and receives these strokes can make a very big difference in how they perceive us.